to silence truth. And we don't want to be political correct. And for us to have Rob here, we're trying to promote that space where South Africans are not going to hold truth, but are going to be honest and frank. And for me, I know a number of people who have been questioning, why, Xolani, are you bringing Rob? Because Rob is someone who we are not supposed to be associated with. Is someone who gives more voice to the white community, and is someone who is like Trump in the South African context. And the others were thinking that maybe Rob is yielding towards forming his own political party. And so they thought that I'm campaigning, or I'm starting to campaign for Rob. But I can assure you, he's not going to start any political party. I'm saying it here. When he leaves the room, I don't know, but I'm just saying it here, that he's not going to start any political party here. But once he leaves the room, I'm no longer responsible. And why I brought Rob? I brought Rob for two reasons. The first, as I said, we have to engage about the future of our country in a very honest manner. Honest, and we need to be brutal. And the two is to demystify the creation around Rob persona, that he is someone who is a racist, is an elitist, is no longer having confidence about the future of this country, and is having ambitions to be the president of this country in future. And so we will hear from the horse's mouth. It's for the first time for Rob to engage the public in this manner. And he will tell us the truth. And he's going to speak about 20 minutes. And then from there, it's going to be questions and answers. And there are a person here who is also recently being labeled as a sellout. And his name, you know, his name is Prince Marshall. Prince, can you stand up? He's being labeled as the sellout. The South African natives, we don't like Prince. We don't like Prince because Prince, he was at Prince, and also now is attacking Cyril. We don't like Prince. And also recently he was saying South Africa is wrong for South Africa to take the Israel to International Court of Justice. We hated Prince for that. And so we will give him also 10 minutes to say something, because, I mean, yeah, we will 10 to 20 because he's also here. And he will give us also a perspective. I know number of you are business people, number of you have pension, number of you have investment in this country. And so your investment currently, should I say they are on the brink, or you might not have it in 5 years, they will be worthless. I don't want to scare you. And so we are here about that, to say, how can we make sure that your investment is still an investment? You are not going to take the Zimbabwean path. because that can happen. I'm not giving you fear. That can happen. And so Rob and Prince will take you through that dark channel where we are right now. And so fasten your seatbelt and don't communicate with your bankers or your whatever to say, can I move my money or what outside the country? You'll do that after this seminar. You will decide after this seminar. And so let me hand it over to Rob.
Thanks, Xolani. Thanks, everyone. Xolani said it. Now, okay, it's working now. So hi, everyone. Thanks for being here, and thank you, Xolani, for arranging this. And hi, Mark, who's married to my cousin, and various people I know. I didn't ask for this job of being a capitalist activist. It happened by accident. And I was at Michael House last night, my old school, speaking to the boys. And I said to them, you can ask me any question you want. And I stood up and spoke. And the first thing I said to them was, a week ago, a boy I went to Michael House with that I haven't seen in 40-something years was reconnected with me. He was in the same house, same school, same house, same year, but he was wicketkeeper for the first team, fly half for rugby, and he and I didn't like each other. And the only fight I ever had behind the gym was with him. I won't mention his name, but it's Henry Mansell. The only fight I had behind the gym was with him, and he knocked me out, okay? So I didn't remember him fondly, but we reconnected in November, and it was like old friends together. And we're putting a business together that hopefully will be the most profitable business in South Africa in its first year. And I said to the boys at Michael House last night, I said, this partner of mine, whose name I won't mention, Henry, said to me, Rob, this thing could throw off 300 to 500 million rand profit in its first year. What are you going to do with the money? And I said, I don't know. I didn't even think about it. And I said to the boys, what if you were asked, how would you spend, invest, use the 300 to 500 million rand a year? And I could see their little minds turning, it was all ages, like, airplanes, houses, buying rugby teams and things like that. But it's a question I only raise. If it does happen, what do you really do with that sort of money? You give most of it away. You do. You actually give it to causes that make a difference. And I've written about charity. And even though charity makes you feel better, there's a physiological benefit to giving money away and helping people. In South Africa, it doesn't solve the root cause of the problem. By giving money to an education charity or a health charity or to people seriously disadvantaged, it's a wonderful thing, you feel better, but we're not solving the root cause of the problem. And the root cause of the problem in this country is, and has been for the last 10 years, the ANC. The ANC, we know, is a racist, socialist, kleptocratic, ineptocratic, useless ideological organization. From 94 to, let's call it 2008, they did a pretty good job. But from Zuma through Ramaphosa to today, they have de-industrialized and destroyed our country, and we are on the brink of financial collapse. We've hit the Laffer curve on tax returns, and last night at midnight, the DA scored a resounding victory against the ANC and all these, let me not swear, dippy little parties that teamed up with them to try and impose a VAT hike. Gonagwana stepped back. It's not going to happen. For those of you who missed the news, at midnight last night, the DA won. They stood up against the ANC and all these dippy parties and said, no, we're not going to allow that VAT tax hike. It has been withdrawn. So you could look at it and say, this is democracy in motion. We've only had 8, 9 months of a coalition government. It's not a GNU by any means. It's a coalition government. And the main second coalition partner stood up and fought back successfully. It's democracy in motion. South Africa's improving. But the reality is, they're not fixing the elephant in the room. And what's the elephant in the room? Economic growth. Gonagwana put into his budget 1.8% economic growth, which is pathetic. But we're not even going to get there. If you strip away all the other costs, the tariff impacts, falling out of AGOA, and all the other elements that we know are going to happen, we're at best at 1%, and we were at 0.6% last year. Population growth is somewhere between 1.5 and 2%. If our economic growth is lower than our population growth, we are all getting poorer. And we have all got poorer over the last 10 years as a result of the ANC. 3.5 years ago, I made a fateful speech. I went to my class, I've only been there twice since I left in 1978. And the last time I went up there was on my way to a BizNews conference in the Drakensberg. And I was public speaking. I was invited to make a "Is South Africa Investable" speech. And walking up, Andrew Jarvie and Warren Wheatley separately said, "Rob, give it a rev." And we just had the case